the sound is going to come and go because we're filling time.
Auto-tune Leo's voice.
Hey, screw you. No, I've been looking.
Oh, there it is. ircfreednode.net #FMCG.
FMCG. What does that stand for?
They found
Fat Man and Circuit Girl.
Yeah, that was back when I was doing the Fat Man and Circuit Girl show.
And you're stuck with it.
Yeah, it's not bad. They came up with some alternative acronyms for it. Fun making computer gadgets or something.
Chat.freenode.net, and the room is #FMCG.
So
good, I'm going to go in there. But how would I hear the sound?
Okay, when you type in the chat room, the speech bot speaks it, and you can set your voice, and you can set your...
Oh, the speech bot in your studio.
Studio, yeah. And you can pick which voice you want, inflections.
She's nuts. If we had people in our chat room voiced like that, it'd be a nonstop babble.
It's crazy.
So you just have this babbling going on the whole time?
Yeah.
You're so funny.
I have to turn it down sometimes because I got to get work done.
Yeah.
But people use it. People listen to the stream, my video stream, and they'll use it so they can keep working, and they'll hear what's going on in the background, and when they hear something they want to chime into.
Oh, so they're listening to what you're hearing. That's how I get the speech back, is by watching you.
Yeah, it comes over Ustream, so it's synthesized in the studio.
You should almost have a separate Ustream audio stream that could be a second camera. So if I just want to watch you without that noise, and then you don't have to pump it into your studio.
But it probably wouldn't make sense because I interact with
You're
people.
listening, yeah. Well, I talk to my chat room all the time.
Yeah, I have the reason the chatbot came about is my friend Monty and I were working there, and we were frustrated constantly looking up from our project and looking at the
right,
screen.
You didn't want to have to read.
Yeah, so now we can just keep our head down and work. And
And what does Monty do?
Oh, my friend Monty, he worked at Tektronix at the time, but I think he's not working there anymore. Monty, I hope you get a job soon.
He's a master wizard with the soldering iron?
Yeah, he would come over and we'd hack, and it would be part of the Fat Man and Circuit Girl.
See, this is what Jeri and I have been talking about doing a show for the longest time, and so, you know, what I told Jeri today, you know, my dream would be like a Mr. Wizard show or a Madam Wizard show where you would teach people electronics, they would learn, you could have a project that, you know, you work on over a period of weeks, but it would have to be on every week, and she lives in Portland. So we could actually figure out a way of setting up a studio for you that we link down. With this new video stuff, I think that we'd be able to get a high-def signal from you, and so it would be almost like you're in the satellite studio. We can set up a satellite studio, so that's one option, but it would take a lot of your time, and I don't know if, you know, you have other gigs. You're not always there every week.
Yeah,
you
that is
say
the problem.
every Wednesday Jeri's going to be on because
I might be off in a speaking
you're
engagement.
gallivanting.
Jet setting.
Yeah. So the other option, and I think this is probably what will end up happening, is just whenever you feel like it. I think what we'll do is we'll build a little part of the studio that's your corner, that's Jeri's lab, and when you ever feel like it, just come down and show us something or bring us...
You should suspend it from the ceiling so you can just crane it away.
Press a button. Well, Crestron's going to help us with a lot of remote stuff, so we could have a switch, and it could be, okay, lower the Ellsworth studio. Bzzz. But she's already producing a lot of stuff. What's your YouTube channel?
Jeri Ellsworth. Everything's Jeri Ellsworth.
That's easier.
JeriEllsworth.
So if you go to youtube.com/Jeri Ellsworth, she's got a ton of teaching, a lot of good teaching videos.
Yeah, you can even see the progression of how terrible it was all the way up to...
Pretty good now.
No, it's still terrible, but it's still terrible.
You're just being humble. But I mean, we could always run those. But I mean, I don't know that. You know, what's
the?
I mean, it'd be fine. Anybody can see it. They go to YouTube. I think we should, if with your permission, we maybe run one every once in a while, just so that tell people where to find you and maybe help promote it.
You can run my stuff anytime you want.
Just to promote it, you know.
Yeah, it's out there. So.
Yeah, and tell people, you know, go to YouTube and see more of Jeri, because I'd like to do that at least. But you know, we got to figure out a way to work with you.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult without the resources of the Twit Cottage, Twit Studio. What's it called now?
The Brick Twit House.
The Brick
I'm
Twit House.
I'm trying to. I don't know what we're going to call it. I like that name.
I like it too.
The Brick House. Maybe just the Brick House. I really like the idea, and really this was kind of always the idea, except that initially it was just for me, of making doing all the infrastructure that allows people to create shows,
Yeah.
And originally it was just for me to create the kinds of shows I do, and that's why this studio is the way that it is, and that's all, it really is built around me just doing what I used to do, but we've way outgrown it. I mean, we can't, it's not even really set up to do what we're doing right now.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So the new studio will allow us to do all sorts of stuff. See, in the new studio, you could come, we'd go over, there'd be armchairs, we'd sit down, and you and I would be, just having a nice conversation.
Yeah.
We call it the conversation pit, in the conversation pit, and it would look much more natural. It'd be well lit. It'd look, be all set up for that. Or you could say, well, let me show you, and you'd walk over to the bench, and there'd be a bench with soldering irons and, all the stuff that you need.
You need robotic cameras that can do the walk to the bench.
There's two ways to do that. You're exactly right. So, and we're debating this right now, and a lot of it's just cost.
Yeah.
If I had unlimited funds, we would use exactly that. They call them PTZ, for pan tilt zooms.
Yeah, we have that in my shop. It's awesome. They zoom in and have to look where they're zooming, but
well, see, she's way ahead of us. So you have one, or you have a bunch of them?
Just one currently, but
and
they
you
can
use
control
a joystick, right? Use a joystick,
no,
or
the chat
pre-programmed?
room controls it.
The chat room controls it, right?
That's why I say I have to watch where they're zooming sometimes.
Who's zooming who?
Actually, and then they can control the TriCaster too. So I have two TriCasters,
that's the other thing.
And
I wish. See, if I could get you to move down here, then we'd have somebody who could build stuff like that for us, and we could make this so much more capable, because you could do stuff like that. That'd be super cool.
I actually have to give credit to everyone else. It's really software problems mostly. So it was everyone else that worked on it.
But it's an interface, right?
Yeah.
So you're good at the mechanical stuff, right? So, I mean, software's easy. Anybody can do that anywhere who's watching.
Me.
Well, but you've got people to do that. You don't have to do that. See, what you do is actually in far shorter supply. Somebody who can do the mechanical stuff. So I think, that's the thing. And we could, we've got about 8,000 people out here who would gladly help us with software.
Yay.
That's easy. That's easy. That's the easy part. In fact, it'd be kind of fun. I'd enjoy doing some of that. I love software. So, I just don't know.
Sorry, I ran you off.
The problem is, we just need more money. I mean, the PTZ cameras we would use are about $6,000 each. So, a couple of the solutions are, and I think we're going to do a hybrid. But my initial thing was we'll have 20 cameras.
Okay.
We'll have cameras everywhere. And we can just say, okay, camera 8, camera 7, camera 4, camera 3, camera 1, camera 5, and just follow us that way. The other way to do it is do a hybrid of 20 cameras and then 3 handheld cameras with the human operators, which are the most expensive. But we are going to have a jib, which is a big arm that's like a